Shalom, Barakatha Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Nawathan Kal Halal Wahawadla, Abanawa, Alahayanawa, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash, Thawada Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Faha, Racha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the great millstone GMS who rule well and who teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Crazy. Absolute crazy. These people are sick, demented, and twisted. That's E, alright? The so-called, self-proclaimed white man. Alright? Look at this headline. And I'll link the article in the description box beneath. From the peoplesvoice.tv. Very recent, put up on the 10th of July 2025. And I don't want to say his name, but, who unveils a plan to micro C-hip all babies worldwide, before they're even born. Now, what kind of madman do you have to be? Anyway, he's the puppet for the elites, right? The Rothschild, the Rockefellers, the elite banking family that run this society and govern this whole society behind the scenes. Okay. But this is the plan of the elites, to have everyone karagmad. Okay. And he wants to do it before they're born. Okay. I ain't going to catch this on mainstream news whatsoever. Alright. Now, we know what Jill Bates, alright, said about, wanting everyone, or especially people of so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American lineage, everyone, having those people max juiced up. Okay, we have to get them first, their foundation, the Bill and Melinda thingy foundation, alright? So, again, they're moving quick with this prophecy, alright, because they know the time is short. So it says, who has declared that the CDC's childhood you-know-what schedule, 72 SHOTS and counting, isn't nearly enough. Now he wants to go even further by injecting fill-in-the-blank into babies before they're born. That's right, in the womb. And if they, wanted to do that with Marx, then of course their plan is for the C-hip, gradualism. All right, it wasn't enough, because we know those things are deleting people left, right, and centre. Okay, but they ain't gonna report those things on the mainstream news. If that doesn't set off alarm bells, especially after the deadly fallout of the you-know-what rollout, it's time to look at who is already doing in the developing world. I got to speak this way because take this off the YouTube, all right? Because that's where the plan is being perfected right now. See, their own people are, writing articles on this and coming out against it. All right. So E, we know his kingdom is divided against itself, and if a kingdom is divided against itself, it cannot stand. All right, but hath an end. All right. Satan is divided against himself, he has an end. All right, and the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, Shaitan, is E. Okay. So in countries like Kenya and India, who is backing programs that inject biometric ID systems, trying access to healthcare, education, communication, even food, to compliance with an expanding list of mandatory you-know-what. Yeah, go to the poorer nations, so-called third world countries, and test there, innit? Yeah. Injecting children in Africa with, vaccines as well. So it says these aren't public health measures, they're systems of control disguised as humanitarian aid. Yeah, they do all these, same with land grabs. They'll have charities, is an excuse for them to go, use it to gain land elsewhere in the world, all right, and use charity as a cover-up, or you're doing it for humanitarian purposes, all right, philanthropist, these ain't your truth philanthropists whatsoever. Okay, they ain't truly about helping the masses, all right. So yeah, and suddenly what the so-called fact checkers have been dismissing as conspiracy theories just became a conspiracy fact. Yeah. Conspire needs to breathe together. So these devils on one accord, man. All right. So yeah, this is what they have underway. What's being tested on the vulnerable today is being quietly prepared for the rest of us tomorrow. Yeah. Book of Micah talks about working iniquity on their beds and practicing it in the morning when it's light. Okay. So yeah, this is what they do behind closed doors. They have the secret councils, they have the summits, right? And things of that nature. And once the system is locked in, you and your children are next. So yeah, this article is basically telling you everything, man. They're giving themselves 20 years. That's a timeline for You-Know-Who Foundation has set for completing what many are now calling the final phase of the globalist agenda. A worldwide rollout of mandatory you-know-what, biometric digital IDs, yeah? You've got your central bank digital currencies as well. Different nations are moving ahead with that, okay? And surveillance infrastructure. Yeah, it's all about monitoring and having complete control over the people, you see? So invasive, it makes Orwell look like an optimist, right? So they can see who's been vaccinated and who hasn't, right? Everything will be on, you know, them on the C-HIP ultimately, because that's where all roads lead to. They can see what injection you've taken, what you haven't taken, and things like that. Everything about your health, your money, whatever, criminal record, all that. All right. According to You-Know-Who himself, the future of public health, in quotes, includes forced, you-know-what, unborn children injecting this thing, technology in a womb. All right. And look how many women have had problems or have passed away. Those who have been vaccinated, you know, and having children as well. All right. Bear that in mind. Embedding micro C-HIPs that will link directly to a child's identity the moment they're born. No consent whatsoever, so this ain't nothing that we can, you know, argue back with and be like, no, I don't feel like having this, you know, I respectfully decline. Nah, it's all about a totalitarian state that they're looking to push, okay? No choice, see? Just a click of a button and you're in the system forever. This isn't speculation either. This is their blueprint, their mission, and in the words of You-Know-Who's foundation, own internal slogan for this phase, just keep going. Yeah, they want to put, you see, they don't want you to think. They don't want people to think, a nation of thinkers. They want to tell you how to think, and it'll be according to the way they think, the way they want things to go, basically. All right? They want you to have freedom. All right? And what freedom you think you have now, so-called, that's been gradually stripped away too. All right? Because that's exactly what they plan to do until humanity has nowhere left to hide. All right? So yeah, there's a lot on this article, man. Forced vaccinating babies in the womb using thingy technology. That's what's been causing them cardiac arrest around the world. All right? You see? As if the 72-dose childhood you-know-what scheduled on the Centre for Disease Control's books wasn't already overwhelming, You-Know-Who and his global health allies are now working on a prenatal vaccine regimen. They're scheduled for the unborn. That's where it really gets dark. Yeah, let that sink in. The child in the womb marked, tagged, right? Electronic tag. You'll own the world. What did the leader of the West say? If it was him, if I remember correctly, you'll own nothing and be happy. All right. Surveillance when you're born, man. They're gonna know how many people want to know how many people are pregnant and things like that. If you have twins, these people are sick. Is that God complex they want, man? Ultimately, they want that birthright back, but they're going about it through their witchcraft, through their AI, through their, you know. Yeah, basically, you know, through their technology, their witchcraft. See, for years, You-Know-Who has treated the developing world as his personal lab, that's right. Testing grounds for high-risk pharmaceuticals, vaccine, biometric ID programs, especially in Africa. All right? And he's not hiding it. Look at this. He himself admitted on camera that he sees India as a test bed to trial biomedical technology. All right? And, of course, you've got Jake scattered amongst everyone. It'll be primarily Jake in India he'll be testing on as well, because he didn't care about these nations either. And we don't care about the heathens either. Alright? But that's E for you. Test on everyone. Okay? Yeah? Testing on Jake, Elam, whoever. But as dark as his track record is in India, it doesn't compare to what he's doing in Kenya as we speak. The agenda's evolved. It's no longer just about vaccines or disease prevention. It's about digital population control, yeah? Anyway, it's Book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4 to 5 in the New King James Version. And it reads, Behold, the proud which is E, his soul is not upright in him. Yeah, there's not a righteous bone in his body. Okay, they're all about wickedness, perpetuating it, all right, multiplying it. Okay, and he's proud that, and things of that nature, man. Okay, they just can't. They're not satisfied with what they have. They want more and more and more. Okay, they're just fixed on doing wickedness. Okay, that's all they do, and they can't sleep until they've done it. Like it bothers them, you know. Behold the proud, his soul is not upright in him, but the just, which is the elect, shall live by his faith. Yeah, for we walk by faith, but not by sight. Okay, and the faith of Yahweh Yahushua will sustain the elect in the times to come as well. It says, indeed, because he transgresses by wine his false philosophy, all right, false doctrines, he's a proud man, yeah, and he does not stay at home. You see, he's all in these other nations' businesses, all in these other countries, all right, you know, getting up to no good. And he enlarges his desires hell, and he's like death and cannot be satisfied. Yeah, he's the border of wickedness everywhere he goes. Wickedness, wherever he goes, wickedness is going to spread, all right. He gathers to himself all nations and heaps up for himself all people. Yeah, he's trying to, you know, put everyone as one, all come together as one. And the Lord is a separatist, he's not with that. Okay, and they have the evil agenda behind that too. Okay, trying to do back over the Tower of Babel, where we all, you know, speak as one world religion, things of that nature. 1 Peter 5:8, Good News Translation, it reads, be alert, be on watch. Right, we've got to be spiritually alert, spiritually on watch, be circumspect of the times of evil, man. All right, your enemy, the devil, roams around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. That's what it's about. Okay, we've got to watch the news, the media, geopolitics. All right, watch your surroundings. Constantly, you know, pray to Yahweh Shem El Shai. But these devils are setting traps, man. All right, everywhere you go. You see, always have to, you know, be alert. Okay. Revelation chapter 3 verse 10, because you, in the Revised Standard Version, it says, because you have kept my word of patient endurance, I will keep you from the hour of trial, which is coming on the whole world to try those who dwell upon the earth. Yeah. Alright. You know, the MOTB, the RFID micro C-hit, man. That's going to come upon the whole world, man, and it doesn't make any sense. You see? And we know at first it's going to be optional. You know, people get C-hipped. Look at Sweden. Alright. But soon that's going to become mandatory, or else it can't work. Alright, Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 on down. You can't pay for anything, food, water, petrol, gas, whatever, travel. You know the rest. Appointments, things of that nature, courses. You see? And right now, you know, patient means suffering. Right now, you know, we're suffering. Okay? And being tested, put it through that, you know, furnace of, you know, gold being tried in the fire, man. The Lord wants to, you know, test, you know, his followers, which are the elect. Okay, the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, gold is tried in the fire. Get a fire, you know, go through that fire right now. Go through the purging process spiritually. All right. Okay, because remember, Yahushua suffers, so his servants are going to suffer too. Psalm chapter 37 verse 28, New King James Version, it reads, for Yahweh loves justice. Yeah, he's a just power. Okay. And does not forsake his saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. Psalms 15:5, Psalms 148 verse 14, if I'm not mistaken. All right. They are preserved forever, but the descendants of the wicked shall be cut off. Yeah, these devils are going to be cut off, man. All right. In the kingdom, they'll just be long forgot about after they served 1,000 years of captivity. Wow, these people that really ruled over us. These are the people that really had us in subjection, had us as slaves. You know, they'll be forgotten about. All right. But you know, ultimately, we know that this is the working of the C-hip is basically the Heavenly Father's technology on the left-hand side. Okay. Now the right-hand side of the Lord is always stronger than the left. You see. Okay. Now we understand that, you know, some of the elect will, you know, get beheaded. Some of them will be thrown into prison, okay, and things of that nature. But not all, all right? But the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first, all right? So, Proverbs chapter 10, start from verse And this is the New King James Version, verse 27. The fear of Yahweh prolongs days, but the years of the wicked will be shortened. Yeah, and the Lord is shortening days for his elect's sake. Okay, or else no flesh will be saved. Even scientists say that the earth is spinning faster. The hope of the righteous will be gladness, yeah. The Lord will be part of the elect. Okay. But the expectation of the wicked will perish. Yeah, they really believe they're going to continue to rule on and on and on forever. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Nah. That's why they set timelines 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, we're going to do such and such. All right, we're going to have this sorted by then. But they just believe that they'll continue to rule. 29, the way of Yahweh is strength for the upright. That's right. Okay. Being upright is following the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yashai, found in the Holy Bible, not in any other book. But the destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. Okay, yeah, 2/3, they work iniquity too. They're just like their daddy Esau. Okay. So yeah. These heathens are going down, man. And the wicked of our people are gonna, die on this side. Okay. The righteous will never be removed, but the wicked will not inhabit the earth, that's right. No more rulership for E. Okay, this is our last captivity. Sirach chapter 33 verse 14. Good is set against evil and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly. And who's the most ungodly? E. You see, we're set against evil. All right, we represent good. Okay. All right. We represent life. E is all about death. Okay. Look at his track record, man. He is the virus of the earth, the CANCER of the earth. Okay. John chapter 7 verse 6. Then Yahushua said unto them, my time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. Here's the point. The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. Yeah, you see, we're against this world, man. This world is evil. We're testifying of we're exposing the wickedness. We're testifying, how wicked and abominable this world is. And, and the world hates us, man, because we're against it. All right, it hates Yahushua in us as well. You see, we're exposing it. All right. Sirach 36 and 8. Make the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare your wonderful works. All right, the time is short, man. Okay, and the works of the Lord are being manifested. It's working. Okay, this ain't done in vain. All right. Another translation, GNT, bring on that appointed time when everyone can talk about the great things you do. Pour out your furious, flaming anger, and let none of our enemies survive. Destroy those who have oppressed your people. Right? Who's the most oppressed, man? The Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all throughout the earth. You see, in every ghetto, man, you're gonna find Jake around the world. Every prison will have a Jake in it. You see, so that's what they're looking to do, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.